Welcome to the Empire State College Online Library. Maybe you got to us through a link in your online course. Or maybe you found us under the Learning Support tab in My ESC. Or maybe you typed esc.edu/library into the address bar of your browser. The first thing to know about the library is that wherever you go and whatever you click, you'll be able to ask for help using our Ask a Librarian service. We're available by phone and chat from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Monday through Thursday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Friday, and 1 p.m. to 9 p.m. on Sunday. There's an Ask a Librarian chat box on the right side of the library website, and you can also click the Ask a Librarian button, which is located in the upper right corner of the library page for more features. If a librarian is available, the quickest way to get help is using the chat box. If no librarian is available, or you have a really long question, the question form might work better for you. Just fill out your contact information and give us as much detail as possible about your question. You can also try looking up your question in the box at the top of the page. Back at the library website, you'll notice the How-Tos button underneath the Ask a Librarian button on the right side. This is our collection of videos and instruction sheets explaining how to use the library. Under Research How-Tos, you'll find tutorials about what is peer review, what is a primary source, how to develop a thesis statement, and things like that. Under Database How-Tos, you'll find tutorials about how to use different library search tools. Under Citing Sources, you'll find links explaining how to create your references and bibliographies, or works cited, in whatever citation format you need to use, APA, MLA, or something else. Now we're back at the library website again. The next thing I want to do is go over your options in the Find column. First, we have Resources by Subject. That takes you to our subject guides, and I'll show you the subject guides in a minute. Next, we have Article Databases, which is our list of databases. If you're looking for a journal article, this is where you'll go. Next, we have Newspaper Databases, which is much like article databases, except it's for newspaper articles instead of journal articles. Next, we have the Journal Finder. A lot of people get confused by Journal Finder and try to look for articles in there, but that doesn't work. Journal Finder is only good for looking up the title of a journal and finding out what database its articles are in. Then there's Books. That takes you a page with a search box for our ebook catalog and links to our different ebook databases. Then we have Multimedia, which takes you to our databases for images, audio, and video resources. Next we have Dictionaries and Encyclopedias, which takes you to our databases for looking up reference materials like encyclopedias and handbooks. Then we have Cite Your Sources, which is the same as what you saw in the How-Tos. And finally we have Library Workshops, which is an information and sign-up page for our live online at-home library workshops. I'll give a little plug for those at the end of this video. What I want to focus on is Resources by Subject, because once you go in there and find the subject guide for your research subject, you can use that as a sort of one-stop shopping spot. We built the subject guides to give you all the library resources and tools you would need within any given subject area. So here's our list of subject guides. They're organized alphabetically, and you can see that they're pretty big subjects. You're not going to find a subject guide for child psychology, but you could use the education subject guide and the psychology subject guide. If you don't know what subject your research fits into, you can always go to the Get Started Multidisciplinary subject guide. All of the subject guides are organized in the same way. The first tab, all the way to the left, is Journal Articles. On the Journal Articles tab, you'll find links to all the library databases that are useful for a particular subject area. Because this is the multidisciplinary subject guide, we have all the different library databases that contain articles, both scholarly and popular, on many or all topics. The next tab is Encyclopedias, etc. This is where you can find reference materials like encyclopedias, dictionaries, atlases, handbooks, and guides. Reference books like these are great for getting definitions of unfamiliar terms, explanations of concepts, and general background information. But your instructors will usually ask you not to use reference books as sources for your research. The reason is that they're compilations and summaries of work of many scholars. What you want your research sources to be is the scholar's original work. The next tab is Books and eBooks. The Empire State College Online Library doesn't have any print books because our students are located all over the world and would not be able to come to the library and get them. What we do have is a collection of ebooks. You can search our entire collection using this search box for the ebook catalog. Keep in mind that we also have ebook databases, listed below under ebook collections. Sometimes their search options are more powerful and versatile than the ebook catalog. And if you do need print books, you can use the WorldCat search box to search by topic, author, or title, and then identify which libraries near you have the books you need. One thing to keep in mind is that as an Empire State College student, all you need is your college photo ID to take books out of any SUNY or New York State Community College library. And if you get a library card from your local public library, you can ask them about any regional borrowing programs that would allow you to borrow books from other college libraries in your area. The next tab is Images, Audio, and Video. These are our databases of multimedia materials. Sometimes you'll need art images or photographs for a paper or presentation. ArtStore and AP Images are both enormous databases of very high-quality images. The next tab is for websites. There's no way we could provide a full list of high-quality informational websites out there, but we try to highlight some of the ones we find most useful for a particular subject area. One thing to keep in mind is that because there are fewer quality control measures on the web, and just anyone can put up a website with whatever they want on it, it's even more important to evaluate the accuracy, authenticity, and objectivity of information that you find on the web. We have a link to a tutorial on how to do that in the Evaluating Sources box. So back to the library website again. I want to quickly show you what it's like to use the ebook catalog and bring up an ebook to read. First I click the Books link. Then I search by author, title, or subject keyword in the search box. That takes me directly into the ebook catalog search results list. I see the book I want and I click View eBook. A new window pops up and it contains the text of the book and navigation buttons to go from chapter to chapter and page to page. One thing to note about our ebooks is that you're generally limited to downloading or printing only a few pages at a time because of licensing restrictions. So that is how you find ebooks. Back to the library homepage again. Next I want to show you quickly how to search for articles in the databases. First, you click Article Databases. If you were paying attention earlier, you're probably wondering why I'm taking you here to find a database instead of going to the Journal Articles tab of the subject guide in your subject area. The answer is that both are equally valid choices. If you want an alphabetical list of all our databases, go to Article Databases. If you want a very short list of databases that are great for searching in your subject, go to the Journal Articles tab of your subject guide. Right now I'm just going to the Article Databases list because I can scroll right down to the database I want to show you, Academic Search Complete. Academic Search Complete is an enormous multidisciplinary database, so you have a very good chance of finding at least something on your topic in there. It's a great place to start with any research project. So here we are in Academic Search Complete. You'll see the EBSCOhost logo. EBSCOhost is a database vendor that provides many of our most popular databases, and all of them have the same search interface, and it's a pretty easy one to use. I'm just going to put my cursor in the search box and type in my topic. You see that I typed in horses and riders with the and in uppercase. That brings me to search techniques and databases. I don't have time to go into it in detail because this is just the library tour. But it's enough to say for now that databases don't understand English. They just match up strings of letters that you type into the search box with strings of letters that they find in their articles. There are some operators you can use, like the word and, that fine-tune what the database will search for. If you want to know more about that, go to the How To section of the library website, and you'll find a how-to on using and, or, and not to combine keywords on the Research How-Tos page. Definitely look at that before you start your first research project. So on to the search results. Make sure you don't stop at the first page. You can see in the blue bar across the top, page 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. Click those to go to the next pages. You'll also see where each article has a gray bar below it, and it says either check for full text in all library collections or PDF full text. If you see the PDF full text icon, that means the whole article is right there for you to read. All you have to do is click it. And if you see the check for full text link, it means that this database doesn't have it, but that doesn't mean that the library doesn't have it in another database. Click the check for full text link, and if we do have it in another database, it will take you right to it. For more information about the article, just click the title. Clicking the article title takes you to a page with all the information you'll need to cite it: authors, publication year, the journal it was in, volume and issue, and page numbers. As you're doing your research, take down that information for each article you're interested in. You'll also be able to find the permalink of the article. The permalink is what you need if you want to share the article with someone else or go back to it later. In most databases, you need the permalink and not the URL from the address bar of your browser. Before you take down all that information, though, you should find out whether the article will be useful for your research. Each article will have an abstract that summarizes what it's about. Often that's enough to tell you whether it's worth reading the whole thing. And we're back at the library website again. One last thing before we're finished. This tour of the library didn't have time to touch on how to use any of these library tools and resources that I talked about. Aside from Ask a Librarian and the how-tos, we have one more way to learn about how to use the library, and that's our library workshops. These are 1.5-hour live webinars that you can take from your computer. We offer them on weeknights during the spring and fall terms. All you need are your speakers or headphones and a decent internet connection. Our topics include Introduction to Searching, Advanced Research Tips and Tricks, Citing Your Sources, Working with Books and eBooks, Better Sources, Better Papers, and Using RefWorks. Now that you've had the tour of the library, go and explore it for yourself at esc.edu/library.